Dumelang Sanbonani, goeiedag. Welcome. I hope everybody knows me now. Sipho Mashego, well-known ring announcer with an award that I've won as a ring announcer in South Africa. Welcome everybody. It's 2025. Compliments to everybody, all the boxing followers. Lani Korn, a big shout out to our BSA, the new BSA board. Big shout out to our licensees. Welcome back. We are on season 2, episode 1 of KUYAFIWA. It's a knockout. We are back with a bang, and this episode is sponsored and powered by Speak and Span Cleaning Specialists. We thank you guys for making this episode possible. And for our viewers, if you need the services, the number is on the screen. Please support Speak and Span Cleaning Specialists. And today, on this episode, we've got a special guest. And I know Abantube boxing followers know this person. He's known throughout the world. Welcome to the show, the one, the only, Events, the Mamba, Mbamba.
Oh, thank you so much, Sipho, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Sawubona.
Yeah, unjani?
Events, it's been quite a while that we've seen you, and it's quite an honor and a privilege that we're here. And of course, courtesy of Speak and Span Specialists. Where have you been?
Eish, Sipho, I've been all over, trying to make a living. But I'm sure you guys know that my last fight, I was on TV. It was 2012, if I'm not mistaken, against Mexican guy Mario Briones. Where we were fighting at Graceland Casino for a WBF title, which that fight ended up as a draw.
That was a draw. Yes. I remember that fight. Now, take us back. You know, I'm sure you know the production team for our podcast as well. A big shout out to them. They're doing phenomenal work. Now, take us back to where Events started. Events, where do you come from?
Okay, Evans is a product of Duduza. I was born and raised in Duduza, Niger, in the East Rand. And yes, I did all my schooling there, went primary and secondary in Duduza, Zakeni and Esibonelwe Sihle. And then late 2000, when I completed my my matric, just decided now I need to carry on with my boxing career. Okay, before I even get there, my dad used to be a professional sportsman, professional boxer.
Oh, that's who got you into boxing?
Yes, he's the one who introduced me to boxing. My dad fought with Jan Bergman.
Oh.
Yes, he lost against Jan Bergman. I think it was late 90s, early 90s or late 90s. I can't remember very well. But yes, he was also a professional sportsman.
Now, your amateur period, amateur, as an amateur, what do you remember being an amateur?
As an amateur, I didn't go that far, but I was, as an amateur, what I can remember is that I was managed by the late James Modisane, who was from Tsakane. So in amateur, I was fighting as you can see, or you know me, I'm a very short guy, but I was fighting as a lightweight. So all my opponents were way taller than me, but still, I could still demolish demolish them or knock them out.
And you're a southpaw as well.
Yes, I'm a southpaw, which was one of the advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you and amateur, now going into the professional ranks, how did that happen?
Okay, I think I've turned professional 1999. 1999, former trainer and manager, who was James Mudisane, he's the one who decided that no, now I think we are ready to go and compete in the professional level. So my first fight, I fought my first fight in Ezitobeni against the guy by the name of Mandla Msimang from KwaZulu Natal, and I won that fight.
Okay. I've looked through your record. You know, it's one of the most fascinating records of a South African boxer. 18 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. Now, 17 of those wins, you know, was like unbeaten. You were unbeaten 17 fights.
Yeah, no.
How did you do that?
No, I think it's all about the love of the sport and commitment. So, as I said, that in 2001, I went to join Nick Durant in Johannesburg. And then when I got there, I was welcomed with warm hands. Or let me just say, I was also given each and every boxer that was coming to join our stable was given a period of 2 weeks to prove themselves that they are a good boxers.
The good boxers,
yes.
Yeah.
So I was also one of those who was also given a period of 2 weeks. Nick used to say, hey, I will give you 2 weeks. If you're good, you'll stay, and if you're not good, you'll fuck off. That's yeah, that's how
Tough ways.
Yes, that's how he used to say in all the upcoming boxers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, your dad, your father, he brought you into boxing. Is he still around?
Yes, he is still around.
Okay. When he said to you, you know, come into boxing, and you saw you coming into boxing, what did he say about that?
He actually didn't introduce me straight. I think I just followed the flow. I saw my father he was a boxer, and then I just joined him.
So you just developed the
yes,
love for it?
The love for the sport, yes.
Okay. Now, you spoke about Nick Durant, and remember now, this episode is sponsored by Speak and Span Cleaning Specialist. Do you know Speak and Span Cleaning Specialist?
Yes, I know Speak and Span Specialist. Okay, let me say just what I can say is that Speak and Span, I founded Speak and Span in 2012. 2012, where the reason that made me to go into cleaning is that I was always worried during my boxing career of what was I going to do after boxing, because we all know that boxing is not something that we going to do for the rest of
forever,
our life.
Yeah,
yes,
forever.
So there was a time where I used to worry about what was I going to do after my boxing career, because I've got a family. I'm a married man with 3 kids.
Oh, you're married?
Yes, I'm a married man with 3 children. So I needed something that was going to take care of my family after my boxing career, as boxing was the only source of income for me.
Okay, so who you married to?
Oh, I'm married to my my beautiful wife, Sharon Mbamba.
Sharon Mbamba.
Yes, sir.
Is she here?
Yes, she is here. She's my boss.
Oh, she's the boss.
She is the boss.
Boss. Okay.
She's the boss.
Okay, she's around here. Oh, there she is. Sharon.
Thank you so much.
Hello, boss lady.
Thank you so much, Sipho, for having me. It's a pleasure to have you guys as we're sponsoring you guys. It's quite a great opportunity to have you guys and also to just give ourselves out there for people to know us and recognize the company that we are trying to create and promote as Speak and Span.
And boss lady,
Yes.
what does Speak and Span specialist actually do?
Speak and Span Cleaning Specialist is a company that was founded in 2012 by Evans
Okay.
himself,
Okay.
as he has introduced himself already. We specialize in cleaning. It's industrial cleaning, residential cleaning, commercial cleaning. Any types of cleaning we do. It could be a monthly cleaning or once-off cleaning. We also do that. We also manufacture our own cleaning materials, which could be your mops, your
Okay.
brushes.
You manufacture.
Yes, we also manufacture.
Okay.
And at the same time, we also manufacture our own cleaning chemicals, which is your pine gels, your bleach, everything, every product that you use for cleaning, we offer.
Okay. And now coming back to your events, we're talking with the boss lady. She's talking to us about this company, obviously because of your initiatives and your dreams that you're gonna open a company after boxing. Is she aware that you and me are gonna be co-hosting this show going forward?
I'm sure she is aware.
Yes.
And definitely sure that she won't regret of yeah.
Yeah, because it's an honor and a privilege having a former WBC International Junior Bantamweight champion, co-hosting with us on this podcast. And I'm sure the producers, now I couldn't say that, producers of the show would be so happy and excited to have you on the show as well, that we co-host. But to all our fans there and the boxing followers and everybody that has an interest in Speak and Span cleaning services, if you need anything to do with the services of this company, the number is available. It will be on the screen. That as the boss lady has actually spoken to us, what they do for us, what they do for you, manufacturing of cleaning equipment, and cleaning your premises, and especially for the boxing fraternity. If you think about the boxing fraternity, when they've got a boxing tournament, now there is a need for them to clean the venues, before the tournament and after the tournament.
That is so true. We are available for any boxing promoters who will be or focusing on upcoming fights. So we will always be there for them for before and after cleaning services for them.
Okay, and boss lady, we would like to appreciate, and send our sincere thanks to you for sponsoring this episode. And I'm sure as well, if there's any other companies out there or services that would like to be part of this show, just the numbers are available there. You can get hold of our technical team to be part of this podcast, so that you can also be able to advertise your services or your products on the show, just like Speak and Span Cleaning Services has done today. So thank you very much, Ms. Mbamba. Thank you, boss lady. And thanks to you, Events Mbamba, for supporting this episode today.
You're welcome, Mr.
Now, I want to go back to something that you just spoke about earlier on. You spoke about one of the well-known trainers in South Africa. Unfortunately, he's late now, Nick Durant. You say you worked with Nick Durant.
Yes, I've worked with Nick Durant from 2021 up until 2014 when I stopped boxing. But after I stopped boxing, we still had
A relationship.
yes, a very a solid one.
Yeah.
So Nick, I took Nick as my as my friend and my dad. We were we were so
Okay.
close. Yeah, that's how I can put it. We were so very very close with Nick.
Okay. Now, events. We know you were close with your trainers. You know a lot about boxing. You fought as a champion. But there's also controversy in boxing. You know, you're a former boxer. Now, there are issues, obviously, where boxers, and it relates to the passes, you know, what they are paid.
Sure.
Obviously, as a boxer, you're coming into the sport to make money. You know, it's a job. It's a serious job. And what happens thereafter, after you give up boxing, you know, you become lucky sometimes if you get into business like yourself, you get into Speak and Span. And of course, thank you to the boss lady that she got you into this business. But there's issues there with the passes. What can you tell us, or what can you tell the boxing followers and the licensees and the boxers out there about your experiences about the passes?
Sure. Boxing, what I can say is boxing it's a very, very dirty sport.
You-
What
I hope we can. I hope we can get Speak and Span cleaning services to start cleaning
yeah,
boxing.
it's a very dirty sport. We full of mafias.
Eh,
Yeah, and I'm sorry to hear that. I'm no
Did you
longer
just say mafias?
mafias. That's how I can put it.
Is it like in the movies?
No,
I've
it's-
watched a lot of movies
yeah.
on mafias, and they're bad.
Yeah, when I say mafias, I'm sure most of the former boxers, they know very well what I'm talking about. When I say mafias, I'm talking about boxing. We as boxers, we don't get an opportunity to negotiate for
You can't negotiate your passes.
for our own passes.
Yeah.
So
So that actually, they just bring.
Principle.
They tell you how much you're gonna be getting.
yes, that's how they used to work. Not
Is that
sure
what
whether
you were going through?
that's what we were going through.
Okay.
So, what I would say, a boxer is in the ring. He is the boss. Whether in the ring or at the gym, the trainer. Okay, we sometimes go to trainers, but the trainer must know that you as a boxer, you are his or her boss.
Boss. Okay,
Yes.
let me just have a drink here. I must just calm down a bit. So you are the boss, just like you have your boss at Speak and Span Cleaning Services.
That is so true, Percipo. I'm saying that just because of what I've said earlier, that we or boxers, they don't get a chance to negotiate for their own pace, fighting pace, and which is something that is, I feel that is totally unacceptable. So the boxers are the ones who are supposed to get communications with promoters to okay, the promoters are the ones that normally put a pace bid or
Yeah.
So boxers are the ones who should agree or disagree, not trainers.
Not the trainers.
Not the trainers.
That's how you see it, and that's how it should be. That's what you've experienced.
That's what I've experienced, Brasipo. I
Yeah.
remember, okay, I'm not going to mention names, but I once came across a situation where I was going to fight for a WPC eliminator. I was made to sign 2 contracts. An overseas
Did you say 2 contracts?
Yes, sir.
That's illegal, eh?
Yeah, but that's what happened. Was that I signed an overseas contract, and then a week later, I had to sign another South African contract, which passes were way different.
So was that done primarily because they were playing around with the currencies? Like if it's $1, we know $1 is like 19 rands.
Principal.
Is that basically why they would have 2 contracts?
I think whoever did it maybe thought I was just
You didn't know anything.
Yeah, I didn't know what was happening. So, but luckily, just because I was braved by then, I confronted my manager about the very same issue that I've noticed that I've signed for this much, and then a week later I've signed for the other amount. But that issue was was resolved after the fight.
You know what you're saying actually makes my hair stand, but I've got no hair, unfortunately. But now you are saying this is a controversy. This is controversial in terms of what is happening in boxing, and you as an experienced boxer that has been in the game for so long.
Brasipo, can I throw a question
Yes,
in?
yes. I'm actually coming to you.
Sorry.
I'm actually coming to you. Yeah, I think you came in, but I'm actually coming to you because you are married to the boss lady, and she knows, she's been with you throughout. I just wanted to ask you, how did that make you feel? Did you know about this?
Yes.
And what do you think about the situation that he's talking about?
Yes, he did tell me about it, but I think it's a very tough situation, which I wanted to throw a question for the viewers. If, in terms of guidelines, when boxers get into this field, are there any guidelines that they need to know how to enter, what things are required for them to have some knowledge to actually back them up? Because if you see how dirty the industry can be, they end up
Is that why
losing.
you started opening a cleaning services company? Because it's a dirty industry, it's a dirty sport. You said yeah. Okay, go on, boss lady.
So I was just hoping if maybe there could be some guidelines for future boxers, if maybe there could be clear records of how they would follow up on a situation like that, because not most people would be able to stand up to their manager and say, as Evans did. Some would just lay back and say, you know what, let it be. So is there any way that they can get these things right and correct them for future references or for other people?
I think, this is a touching issue. This is something that for me, it's very sad. We know
sad.
boxers that have been like you. They've actually worked, because when you get into the ring, you're actually putting your life at risk.
That's so true.
Now, boxers go and fight. Then thereafter, they do not have anything.
It's very sad indeed, Brasipo. Let me say, most people who are in the entertainment industry, talking about soccer players, actors, actresses, boxers, Yeah, it's sad, just sad to see former professional sports persons who suffering after their careers. So it's, yeah. I would actually like or love to for them to start opening their eyes while still early.
Well, it's still early.
Yeah.
Now, I want to go back to the boss lady that she spoke about maybe there should be a way, some kind of a requirement as a boxer fulfills to address some of these things. What would you think should be done? Do you think the board must get involved? And what do you think about the board, boss lady?
I don't know much about the board, but I think as boxers, if it would be possible for boxers to get together and actually take out all their frustrations and what they've been through the process in their boxing, it would actually help out and maybe write certain things that can actually structure it out for new boxers to actually see that this person has been through and this is how they've actually sorted out and what steps can be eliminated to remove all the dirtiness that is in the sport.
The dirtiness. I think Speak and Span can do that for us. Now, the government structure of our country, the president appoints ministers, and one of those ministers is a minister of sport. What's your take on ministers of sport?
It's very unfortunate that things that are happening here in South Africa, that they just appoint a minister of sport to somebody who's never even participated in
sport.
in sport. And then, same as in the boxing board, you will see they normally appoint people that doesn't even know
No background of boxing.
never even.
But no,
drew
do you know that those are appointed by the Minister of Sport? The board is appointed by the Minister of Sport.
That's so sad.
So if you get a Minister of Sports that has no knowledge and appoints a board that has no knowledge, what do you think happens?
It's very sad and unfortunate what is happening in sports, especially boxing.
Boss lady, what do you think can be done?
I'm not sure what can be done because the people that are appointed, they don't do any work. So it's either they remove those certain people and put proper people who will actually do the work, because there's a group of it's Evan's cousin, Mbamba, has a group of young children that we sponsor, Letuqolo. They do netball, they do basketball. So we sponsor those young individuals. But if you could see the sport ground, it's like they play there because they have to. They want to get fit, and I think it's a very nice promotion to actually take young kids out from the street to help them keep fit and to grow their careers if they want to go to be professional. But the sport field, it's full of weed. There's like not proper structures. But if people were interested and wanting to actually feel the sports and be there would be means of doing and keeping the grounds clean. But because people are just there to get the money, it's like that.
I think to our fans that are watching this show, whether they be in South Africa, internationally, I think from what our boss lady is saying, it's very important that we support, we get involved in the sporting codes. We support what is happening in the sporting fraternity. Just like Speak and Span cleaning specialist does, we really thank them for that. We're thankful. The one thing they've done for us is to bring this episode for you, for in the interest of everybody knowing what's happening. And the reason why we have this podcast, it's a knockout podcast, is so that we can inform and dialogue and discuss these issues. Because some of the issues, unfortunately, events, we know people talk about them, but no, they don't come out and talk about them. They don't want to talk about them. They talk about them behind closed doors. You know, everybody is affected by what you're saying, you know, especially the passes. You know, we're talking about the passes. And the boss lady is talking about boxing, you know, the sporting fraternity, the government itself, you know, the ministers that they have there, people that they have the clout and the experience to actually drive the processes down there, you know. Do you remember when we went to school, the school children used to be involved in sports?
That's so true.
Now what happened?
They all became the nyaupes of the country. So it's
a problem.
Yeah, it's a very big problem.
It's a problem. So there is a challenge, you know, and I think that's why we, you know, our producers for the podcast decided we continue with the podcast to talk to people. You know, let's engage, let's talk, let's find variables, let's find solutions to some of the problems. And we have to discuss. Some of the people will get angry that you're telling them the truth.
Yeah, I know, and sadly, there's nothing I can do. But what I'm saying, it's something that I went through while I was still
a boxer,
a professional boxer. Yeah. So it's very sad to see, as I said earlier, it's for me to see the former professional sportsmen, former world champions. They've got nothing.
With nothing.
Nothing.
Some are poor.
Some they
don't even have a food to eat.
Yeah, some of them, they even became journeymen. I'm sure you know the journeyman.
Journeyman means you go and fight everywhere.
Just in order for you to get...
to make a living.
Which is, so sad, man, to see.
Now, your successes. This is very important for people to know. You know, the reason why we have events here, and obviously Speak and Span cleaning specialists, and we've got the boss lady here, Mrs. Mbamba, is because this is a success story that we want to drive in the sporting fraternity, that when boxers look at events, they know that he was a boxer. And he's now a successful businessman. Now, it's very important that we drive that message. What can you say to the boxers out there?
What I would advise the current and upcoming boxers is that boxing, it's just something for... It's not something that you're going to do forever.
Yes.
So while you are busy, while they are still busy doing boxing, they need to come up with plan B. They must not be comfortable of being...
just boxers.
Yes, boxers.
Yeah.
They must know that there is life after boxing.
Do you know that if you go to the United States, what they do in sports there is that they draft you out of college or university. You have to have an education. You have to start with an education before you can become a professional sports person.
I think that's a brilliant plan, because it actually works for them, because they're able to have that knowledge that this is just something for now. It's not something that's going to last me forever. So they're able to have that knowledge to create something and maintain whatever money that they've made through the sport to actually bring themselves up and be responsible in their next life as they build themselves up.
I think what worries me, boss ladies, is what Evan said. He said nyaupe. You know, there is nyaupe. Do you think anybody cares that the kids are into nyaupe?
I doubt, even our government, I doubt if they do care of seeing these Nyaopes doing all these crazy stuff around our cities or around the country. Because if they cared about about the Nyaopes, I doubt if we would have yeah.
I
all
think
these
I would also
people.
blame our education system at the same time. I'm not saying that they're entirely at fault, but I also think that they do have some work that they actually need to put into the schools for children to have a vision that I want to be this, for them to be motivated, not to just say, it's fine, I'm done with matric, it's over. So I think there's that lack in the school system with the children, that once they've done with matric, people just relax and they don't have that motivation. There's no like big role models that they can look up to and say, I want to be like this. I want to empower myself with this. So if we can build that momentum, that they have that vision that when I finish school, I want to be motivated, I want to work hard, I want to have my own business and all that. So if we can work in those things, then I think maybe it might work.
Yeah. I think the reason why we're talking about education now is primarily the fact that you're saying, boxers shouldn't only look at boxing.
Yeah.
They should be looking at, doing other things.
Yeah.
So that's obviously your message. Now, can you tell us what businesses you in now? What is it that you're doing? What businesses, and I think I've heard that you also have cows.
Yeah, what I can say, myself and my wife, we are trying, by all means, to grow our businesses,
Yes.
for our future generations.
Yes.
So we are currently in cleaning. We've been in cleaning industry since 2012, and we currently have around 86 permanent employees, plus 12 or 20 of casualties, which are our relievers, who are people that we call whenever we are
Okay.
desperately
Okay.
in need of their assistance. And we are also in the farming industry. We farming livestock.
Livestock.
Yes, which
Okay.
is cattle, sheep, goats.
Good day. This is Sipho Mashego, award-winning ring announcer from South Africa. We would like to apologize for stopping this show so that we can bring you this very important message. Please support this podcast by clicking subscribe and ringing the bell so that you can get all the broadcast of the podcast coming to you. The second way you can support this podcast is by buying the KUYAFIWA It's a Knockout podcast merchandise. We've got t-shirts, we've got caps, we've got squeegee bottles. The third way you can support this podcast is by sponsoring an episode. Call our technical team who will give you the relevant details for you to be able to come on our screens and advertise your products and your services. Thank you and sorry for disturbing. Let's go back and watch the episode. KUYAFIWA It's a Knockout.
And then we are also in property.
In property?
Yes, sir. We buy.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're trying. We buy properties around the country, and yes, we.
Let
buy
me just hold
and-
you there. Just I need to remind all our followers and the viewers, and everybody internationally, to please subscribe. Ring the bell as well. Press the bell button, and follow us. Follow KUYAFIWA It's a Knockout. We bring you all these lively events. We bring you all this news that's happening in the boxing fraternity, in the sporting world. So follow us. Please follow us. We need your support. Yes, Evans. Tell us about the livestock again.
Yes, as I said earlier, Prasipo, we we have more than livestock, which includes cattle, goats, and sheep. So we also in property. We own property
Wow.
around South Africa, Sentin, and around the world. We also,
Around the world?
Yes, we also have properties in Thailand, in Asia.
I like Thailand. I love Thailand.
Thailand, it's a very beautiful country. The reason that we decided to invest in Thailand, Thailand, it's a beautiful country. It's got beautiful beaches. People are friendly. It's crime-free.
Yeah,
And the tourism.
absolutely.
The tourism is also
Absolutely.
Zero
excellent.
tolerant.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Crime-free.
You know what's so
area.
exciting about this boss lady is that, this is a boxer speaking. And that's the message. The message is boxers have to learn
True.
to do things that you're doing, that you've done it.
True.
It might have been the hard way, but you were able to achieve. And this is the message we're trying to send to all the boxing followers out there, the boxers. This man has done it. He's gone through it. He's done it. Properties. He's got livestock. He's got a cleaning services company. Of course, courtesy of the boss lady as well. But that's the message.
Yeah, and what I can say, add on, Brasipo, is that all these things that we have, we wouldn't be able to achieve whatever that we have today if it wasn't for boxing.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying or trying to pass to the next future and up and coming boxers is that in boxing,
Yeah.
boxing, yes, you can fight, you can be a prize fighter. At the same time, you can meet the guys who can make you become something.
Yes.
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 So all the who's who of
Yeah.
South Africa,
Yeah.
you meet them. I met them through
Through boxing.
Through boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Controversy again. That controversy of the passes. How can we correct it?
It's Brasipo, I think that one is a very tough one.
It's tough.
It's a very tough one because boxers, I doubt if boxers know that they are without them there's
no boxing.
Yes.
Yes.
So if boxers can learn that
They are the business.
They are
the
bosses.
business.
Yes.
Yeah.
That they are the bosses, and they must be able to stand for their own rights.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure there's so much that could change.
You got something to say about that?
Brasipo, can we also touch on the dangerousness of the sports?
The danger.
The danger of the sports. It can be a very dangerous sport. People really get hurt really badly. And it also needs to be put out there that even when you decide to get into the sports, you need to know what you are getting yourself into. It's a very, 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 very important thing, which is quite deep because some people lose their loved ones through the sports. Some people get injured mentally. It's very deep. It depends on how badly you get hit. So it's also a very dangerous sport.
It's not a game.
It's not.
It's not a game at all. If promoters can think that, oh, yeah, to know that when a boxer climb on that square ring, it's between life and death. So whatever that they are
Can I also,
contracts.
can I just, sorry, can
All
I
right.
just throw in a question?
Mm.
In terms of just going to, if the boxer gets injured, is there anything that the trainer, the government can do? Let's say, through the match, I lose, some part of my body doesn't work anymore. Is there any contribution that comes from the sport to actually help assist me, as I can no longer maybe operate or do certain things anymore because I was injured in the sport? Are there any things that can be done for the boxer itself?
I think that your question is very valid. There has been a boxer that passed away in the ring, that died in the ring. I think it's 2 years ago in KZN.
KZN and
Yeah.
here in Gauteng, I think
Yeah,
in El Dorado Park,
yeah,
there was a boxer who passed away.
yeah.
Oh, no, that one I think he was shot.
Oh, that one was shot.
Yeah.
Ronald Malindi.
Yes.
Yeah, Ronald Malindi, the South African bantamweight champion. Now, this boxer died, during a fight. He never recovered from, he obviously got into a coma and went to hospital. He never recovered. Now, your question is valid. Did the government do anything? And I can say, from what I've seen, that nothing has been done.
Sure.
Nothing has been done. So this is why we bring this show. This kind of a type of a show, a podcast in boxing, KUYAFIWA. Literally KUYAFIWA in English means we're dying. It's because of the savagery. But I mean, it's we're saying it KUYAFIWA because we're using that loosely in it's a township slang. Slang, just to saying we're getting in a fight, but not necessarily implying that people are dying. But the podcast is here to address controversial issues in the sport. When I say controversial issues, it's issues that people talk about but never really talk about.
Yeah.
We're talking about it, but we're not talking
Why are
about
we
it.
still on that, Brasipo? I know that BSA, there is a percentage that BSA is deducting out of our pay. And that percentage, they say it's for your, I don't know, it's retirement or after your boxing career. But I've never even heard a single former boxers who came and said, okay, I'm no longer a boxer now, but
I got this.
I got...
Did you get anything? Did you get anything?
Okay, let me
Just
just
asking
say,
you because you're a
okay,
former
no,
boxer.
you're right. I'm a former boxer. Maybe they didn't give me a thing just because I didn't mention that I was done with boxing. So I'm still...
So you're waiting for another fight?
No. I'm an old man.
Maybe you can fight again.
No, thank you, Brasipo. No, thank you. But what I was just saying is that maybe they didn't give me something just because I didn't officially
Retire.
mention that I'm done
Yeah,
with boxing.
yeah.
I stopped boxing in 2013, 2012.
Did you make money out of boxing?
I wouldn't say I made money out of boxing, but whatever that I made out of boxing, turned it into something. That is why we are here. We are today because of the little thing that
That you started
yes, sir.
with the boss lady.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't be.
I think we are very blessed to have Evans also as my husband, because he was able to shift that concept of when you're a sports person, you enjoy the glamour and
Yeah.
everything that it
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
when you're famous and you're a celeb, that he was able to have that intelligence of saying that I'm not going to have this forever. I have to have another plan. I've got a family to think of. So I was very blessed and privileged to have him to actually think of those things. So if maybe other sportsmen people could also have the same, maybe it might work out. So I thank him for the things that he's done through his career, because without the sports we wouldn't be where we are. It was actually our stepping stone to actually grow ourselves and the company.
Would you, your boy Aya, would you allow him to be a boxer?
Can
Can I step in?
No,
Oh, yeah. The boss lady. Tackle that one.
With my background from Evans, definitely I would say no. I've seen the pain that they go through when they train. I've seen when they're hungry and they're starving themselves, the hard work, the commitment, the dedication that is needed for the sport, and then it
You've seen
becomes
it all.
like nothing.
You've seen it all.
Because they don't actually get the big credit that they actually need and they deserve in the sport. So for me, it would be a no.
Now, when you fought for your title, you won a title, WBC International Junior Bantamweight champion. How did it feel? You know, what did it mean to you?
By that time, it meant, it was nice of becoming, knowing that I'm a champion. Wherever you
Took
go.
a lot of hard work.
Took a lot of hard work and sacrifices, Brasipo. Let me say, when I say sacrifices, to starve yourself for more than
When you're losing weight.
when
you're
you
cutting
have to,
weight.
yes, when you have to cut down the
Yeah.
weight,
Yeah.
you have to run plus 2-3 times a day. You have to limit yourself in whatever that you are eating, drink less water, and there's so much, Prasipo.
Yeah.
There is so much that we go through, or that boxers, current boxers, are going through in order for them to be able to get a chance to step into that
Yeah.
squaring.
W-
There's a lot of sacrifices
Yes.
that goes.
What is the message that you would give to the members of the board? If you were to talk to the board now as a former boxer, former champion, businessman, what, encapsulating all of that?
I think I would advise them firstly to take care of all the licensees. By saying so, that they need to try to look for sponsors.
Okay.
Sponsors that's going to take care of each and every licensee in this country. By saying so, I'm saying, I'm not sure how many licensees do we have, or they are always enrolled each and every year. Some of them, they don't even get an opportunity to step inside that squaring. So what I would advise them is that they need to look at getting sponsors for each and every licensee. Yes. These guys, they deserve to get a monthly income. Not they don't deserve to wait for
a fight. Yeah, you're getting one fight in a year.
Yes, I mean you renew your license in Jan, and then you're going to get a fight in December, a 4-round fight that's going to pay them nearly 4,000. And this guy has been
Scary.
training
That's scary.
all year long.
Oh, yeah. You're free to do that.
You were once a ring announcer and all that in the sports.
Mm.
In your opinion, I don't know how you'd see it. Are the boxers treated equally? Do they get the same opportunities? I'm just saying in terms of whites and blacks. Are they all treated equally? Are the opportunities that they get, are they granted equally?
You know what? That's a subjective question.
Okay.
Yeah, depends on who the promoter is. Because remember, some of the promoters would like to use boxers that they feel can bring, that amount of value to them. Now,
So
if you're
does
talking
the
about
colour
boxing,
black and white not work in the sport?
black and white doesn't work. It doesn't work. I don't think it works. I don't think boxing is cut through that. We actually looking for more races to get involved in boxing.
Okay.
There's a lot of African boxers,
Okay.
more African boxers than the other races.
Okay.
For some reason, some of the races like Indians, you find a few Chinese. Well, we got Chinese in South Africa. You
Does
find
it
a
work
few
in certain provinces that in certain provinces they only want certain boxers to win?
to win.
Mm.
To win. To win fights.
Yes.
Can I answer that one?
Maybe he can answer.
Yeah, I think here we do have. I'm sorry to say this, but it's
Yeah,
something that
yeah.
has been happening for years.
Yeah.
We all know that when you are a boxer from Gauteng and you're going to fight in East London.
Oh, in the Eastern Cape.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the Eastern Cape. Let me put it just like
Yeah.
that.
They say there's a mecca of boxing there.
Yes. So, it is very much aware that in order for a boxer from Gauteng to win in the East London, there's only one way. You have to knock out your opponent in order to be able to
Win.
win the fight. So
You must knock him out.
You must knock him out.
So with
So
the
it's
point
not
system,
fair.
It's not fair, and it's something that's been happening for years. I'm sorry
Yeah.
to say this,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah. I think those are some of the issues that surround the sport, whether the refereeing is fair, and I think it's a good question that you're asking, Boss Lady, in terms of the locality, the areas. When you get to a certain area, how do they rev and how do they treat you? Those are issues. Obviously, we look forward to, and as we co-host the show, talking to promoters as well. As we go on with our podcast, we are going to engage on these issues. These are the issues that people want to hear about. There's questions that are being asked out there. There's obviously observations, as you've said. If you go to East London, you never win.
You'll never win unless
You knock them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you haven't knocked them out, you've lost.
You've lost.
So, well, that's clear. That's something that is said, and it's not something that somebody's thinking about, but it's a reality. How do we deal with these issues? So we need to engage promoters, engage the regulator, Boxing South Africa, the referees, must come onto the podcast. So that's primarily why South Africa and the international world, that's why we've got this podcast. So we can engage on this issue so that we can get to the betterment of the sport. And of course, we would like to thank Spick and Span Cleaning Services for sponsoring this episode. It's quite a lively episode, and it's an engaging episode. You know, I'm very thankful to our producers as well, our podcast team, you know, for bringing us this show. But it's reality, isn't it?
It is true, Mr. Mashego. And closing, while we're still there, we would like to give a credit to all the promoters who gave me an opportunity while I was still
A boxer.
a boxer.
But it was Branko, wasn't it? But
Branko was there,
Milenkovic?
Branko Milenkovic, Knockout Promotion, Michael Dube.
Oh, Michael Dube.
Yes,
Bramike.
Bramike, when I was
Well,
still an
he's-
up and coming.
You know, he's a provincial manager now, ne?
Wow, that's
He's
great.
a provincial manager, and
Wow,
KZN,
that's
and
great.
he's doing very well.
Yeah, so all the guys who were involved during my boxing career, I mean, Pat Mulifi, Rainbow
Promotions.
Yeah, there are so many.
Do you
But-
fight under Golden Gloves?
I think I fought once under Golden Glove
Okay.
while I was still in up and coming here in Carnival City.
In Carnival. Okay.
Yes, at Carnival City.
Okay.
And yeah, they just so many guys that are.
Let me ask you something. As a former champion, you know, a former boxer, you know, well-known boxer, if Evans Mbamba, you come from Duduza,
Yes, sir.
if you were to take a walk in Duduza, would people know that you were a champion?
In Duduza, most, yeah, I think I'm one of those lucky guys who is still being recognized when I don't walk, but even when I drive around the area, people, they still respect me. I don't know whether they respect me just because they see that
You're still relevant. You're relevant because of the business.
Yes,
Because of the business.
actually, Sipho, it was one of those
Yeah.
that motivated me to be in business,
Yeah.
because I've seen a lot of former
Champions.
champions, actors,
Or
actors,
actresses.
soccer players. Once that they only respect those people while they are still
On TV.
yes, on TV. But once they
Out of TV.
once they were out of TV and down and out, then so it's one of those that motivated me to be where I am today.
Can I also throw in one? In terms of the celebrities doing boxing,
Yes.
how do boxers actually feel about it? The ones who are champions, who are really doing the sports professionally, because I see that they're getting more seats than the normal champs. How does that make you guys feel? Do you feel that they're empowering the sport, or does it take anything from the sport? What does it do to you guys as boxers who have been professionally into the sport, not just doing it for fun as they are doing?
You're talking about celebrity boxing. I think you can answer that because you're the boxer.
Yeah, I think it's because the celebrity boxers, they don't go through what the real professional fighters go through. When I say real professional fighter, I'm talking about somebody who has to train, maintain their weight, need somebody who needs sponsorships. Yeah, I mean, celebrity boxers, they just doing it for fame and just get a lot of money for doing nothing.
So
Doing nothing.
For doing nothing.
Whilst you at that saying doing nothing, just to remind our viewers, please to subscribe. Press the bell so that you can get clued up and get information on our podcast. That this is, of course, a new season, and it's episode 1. Please follow us. KUYAFIWA is a podcast, and we've got lively discussions surrounding the sport of boxing. Boss lady?
So is it fair for the corporates to sponsor the celebrities more than to actually sponsor the real boxers, in your opinion?
My opinion,
Because they actually
I would say
sponsor the
yes,
celebs. Is it
it's
fair
very
on the
unfair.
boxer?
Unfair. Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, I don't blame the corporates, because they know that who's who, the big Zulus, the whoever, who, yes, celebrities, if they put their logos to support those individuals, they will definitely get a very big return.
Just to remind everybody, this is KUYAFIWA. It's a knockout podcast, and we supported and sponsored this episode by Speak and Span Cleaning Services. So make sure that if you need some cleaning services, get on touch with them. The number is on the screen there. It will appear on the screen. Boss lady, you're talking about celebrities. Your feeling, what is your feeling? Do you think they should be continuing with celebrity boxing?
For my side, I think it's really not fair on the actual boxer who really give their hearts to the sport, and for celebrities to just have fun around it while they putting so much work. Mm-hmm. So I think, not that I'm being bad, but I feel that sometimes it devalues the sport because they put so much hard work which is not recognized, and it becomes like, no, it's fun and all that, and they don't even put the work. Maybe if they had put the work and the hours to actually do a proper fight, maybe I would think about it. But for now, if it's just for fun and they're not putting the effort, then I feel that they're degrading the sport.
And your feeling?
Yeah, I would say it's
more or less
the same. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's just very unfair.
Yeah.
For the real professional fighters to be treated the way they are treated, and then the ones that are just doing it for fame and are the ones that get more recognized than the real.
Okay. Now we're talking about celebrity boxers. Let's talk about you, Vic Dashinen.
Oh, Vic Dashinen. Oh, if I can, you're taking me back now. Sipho.
Yeah.
Vic Dashinen. I'm sure you remember. If you remember very well, I won an eliminator.
Yeah. In Mexico it was?
No, it was at Carousel.
In Carousel?
Yes. At Carousel. For a number 1 sport.
Mandatory?
Yes, mandatory challenger.
Yeah.
To fight. I was fighting the guy by the name of Thomas Logmahanak. Logmahanak, yes.
Okay.
And so the winner was supposed to go and fight
Vic Dashinen.
Vic Dashinen.
Vic Dashinen was undisputed.
He was undisputed by then. He was IBF, WBA, and WBC. So the fight took place in December 2008. So the winner was supposed to go and fight Vic Dashinen in
Armenia. No, not in Armenia.
from Armenia, but he's been a resident of Australia for the past
Okay.
years. So in February 2009, so the winner was supposed to go fight Victor Chinyan for the three
titles.
Yes, for the
undisputed.
Undisputed.
Right.
And then yes, I won the eliminator, and then February comes, the fight
Doesn't happen.
Yes, doesn't happen. They don't even talk about the fight. And then what happened during 2009 was that was offered an opportunity to fight a guy by the name of Thomas Rojas, a Mexican guy, for a WBC interim title. So which was, for me, which means I was offered another opportunity to go and fight for another eliminator in order for me to
Another
eliminator in order for me to be able to, because a winner between Thomas Rojas and myself was supposed to go and fight Victor Chinyan. So okay, the fight, we went to Mexico. I think it was June, if I'm not mistaken, 2009.
Yeah.
June 2009, we went to Mexico and
to fight Rojas.
To fight Rojas for a WBC
eliminator now.
No. Yes, interim title.
Yeah.
Yes. And when we got to Mexico, you know, Mexico, they are very big fans of boxing. When we got to Mexico in Veracruz, nobody knew about the fight. They know Thomas Rojas, but nobody knew that Thomas Rojas
had a fight.
Yes, got an up and coming.
So you were basically a tourist there.
So yes, and remember that the promoter, a Mexican promoter, he's the one who purchased the flight tickets and is the one who booked the accommodation for us.
Yeah.
Yes, to stay there. So we went.
And who were you with, just for interest sake?
You mean as
when you flew there?
Okay, it was myself, Nick
Durant.
Yes, Nick Durant, Jones.
The late, may his soul rest in peace.
Jones and Damien Duran. I think we were four. Me, Nick. No, we were five. Me, Jones, Damien, Nick. No, we were four. Yes. So they told us nobody, Mexicans, when
they don't know about.
Didn't know a thing about that fight. So, okay, second day we were there, and then we were
and
sent.
Those people are boxing fanatics.
Yes,
I mean, Mexicans are like
so,
crazy about the sport.
And we arrived on Saturday. On Monday morning, we had to woke up, took a jog around the area, and then in the afternoon, they took us to Thomas Rojas, my opponent's gym, to go and prepare there.
At the gym?
Yes, at my opponent's gym. So we
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But that's the politics in boxing.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things that happen behind closed doors.
Wow, that's the politics of boxing. Now, just to remind you, our next episode, we will be co-hosting with the legend sitting here right next to me, Events, the Mamba, Mbamba. And of course, the producers, the go-ahead. I'll be getting the go-ahead from the producers of the podcast. But it will be an honor, to have you talk about these issues. And obviously the politics, whilst we talk, the politics of boxing. So you went to a gym of an opponent to fight that opponent, and you're training in the same gym.
I was training in the very same gym where...
Something is wrong. It's not right.
Something wasn't right, Sipho. So,
but how did you feel about that?
At that time, I didn't care.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Up until, I think 3 days before the actual date that we were told that the fight was going to take place. 3 days before the fight, they told us, no, the fight is been cancelled. It's been postponed to October. It was July. Yes, and then the fight took place in October.
Did you smell a rat there?
Afterwards, after not during that time.
But there was a rat.
There was a red. So to me, it came. When I just checked it, I would just put it straight that was being sold
Oh.
to Mexican. I mean, you can't just take me to my opponent's territory
You can even
for a week or two to stay there. What if those people, while we were busy training, they had their own hidden cameras just to...
and they get a Mamba to bite you.
Yes. And then when they cancelled that fight, I was ready for that fight.
So the fight was cancelled after you were training in your opponent's backyard.
Yes, sir.
It's just like Kaizer Chiefs going to train,
At
playing Orlando
Orlando Stadium.
Pirates, and they go and train
Yeah.
at Orlando Pirates while Orlando Pirates players are watching
but
them.
That is
So
different because in boxing, you know that you're going to face
Yeah,
one
just
person.
that one person.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that fight was cancelled, and then we were giving another opportunity to go and fight in 2 months later. The very same guy. 2 months later, but that thingy was no longer there. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just went to Mexico just to get...
You lost the drive.
Yes.
You know.
And I lost that fight on points, and it was 29. Okay, and then 2011 back on Victor Chinyan.
Victor Chinyan.
Yes.
You know what I remember about it?
Yes,
You
sir.
walked in there. Nick Durant was right there. There was a song playing. Puff Daddy. It's Diddy.
You know,
Diddy. Dirty Money.
Yeah.
Dirty Money was the
Yeah,
song. Dirty
yeah,
Money was the song. You would just walk there.
You know, even that play.
And I
that
clapped.
song-
I was clapping, but I mean, you were right there.
Yeah, and same as that fight, Victor Chinan's fight.
Yeah.
It was a very dirty fight. I'm sorry. I mean, some people might say.
So
maybe
you
I'm
needed
a-
Speak
I'm
and
a
Span
sore
already
loser
up there
or-
because that's why you formed Speak and Span. That's exactly why you
It
guys
goes in
formed.
hand.
Everywhere you go, there's
Hand in
debt.
hand.
There's debt
No.
everywhere.
But I'm just a simple and straightforward
Yeah.
guy. I mean, I don't need to be, by anyone. Same as Victor Chinyan's fight. We went there. We fought, lost the fight.
But you just said it was a dirty.
Yeah, no, it was a dirty fight. Okay, when
Yeah.
I mean dirty fight, I don't know whether you've watched Victor Chinyan's fight or you've watched that fight. He's a dirty fighter. He uses head. He pushes. He uses
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
to
derail you.
Yes,
I
to
mean,
win the
to-
fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of those fight, Okay, after the fight, a morning after the fight, I lost that fight. Morning after the fight, I met with Nick Tachinyan's team.
Yes.
I mean, Vic Tachinyan's team. When we were going for breakfast, and then they came to me. They started checking on my thing that were you using why
Drugs
you were
and all
so
that.
strong. Yes, they just wanted to see if maybe I was injected or
Yeah.
injected something before the fight, because Vic, after the fight, he was complaining that I was too strong.
Too strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Victor Chinyan's manager told me that that is why we avoided
you for
that is
for
why,
so long.
yes,
They couldn't fight you.
Yes, because we
They
were
just
supposed
couldn't
to
fight you.
We were supposed to fight.
So they studied you. In fact, they were studying you for such a long period.
Yeah. So Victor Chinyan's manager told me straight that that is why we avoided you to fight
I
you.
get you. I got you.
During those years, and and he also mentioned.
So you were a champion in waiting. So
I was a champion in waiting, but just because of boxing politics, that didn't happen. But I'm grateful for everything that I have right now. Maybe if I became a WPC, IBF, WPA champion, I wouldn't be.
You wouldn't be here. Yeah, you'd be in Australia, maybe staying there.
Maybe I would be too arrogant. Then
Now tell me, when it comes to the business, the business side where you started the business, and was it your idea or did you have somebody helping you to start the business?
No, Sipho, it was my idea. Idea actually came up 2010 during December.
After going through this debt in boxing. Reminds me of a movie called Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
So 2010, while we were just relaxing with my family, December. It was 2010, December. I just told my wife that, lady, this is what I'm thinking of starting in the next coming years. And she also thought that, no, that's a good idea. Let's just give it a go and try, see, check if, So, okay, the idea was there. I was still a boxer. While I was still a boxer, what did I do? I bought myself a small carpet cleaning machine.
Carpet cleaning?
Carpet
like
cleaning
the one
machine.
you use in the house?
No,
not really.
Industrial one.
Okay.
Yes. I bought that machine, and I was a personal trainer. I was a pro boxer. I was a personal trainer. So I needed a third income.
Yeah.
Yes, I was getting
as a boxer,
money as a boxer,
as a personal trainer,
sponsorship as a personal trainer. I needed a third income. So, we bought that machine, and I started looking for clients. So first clients that I went to were the ones who we used to train at. At the gym. Yes, at Nick Durant gym. And then, they gave me an opportunity to come and clean, deep clean their carpets. And then we hired a few people to assist us, as there was a lot of demand for these services. And then, the company grew up until 2019. 2019, then I saw that, now everything is too much. That's when not 2019, 2015, I'm sorry. That's when I told my wife. My wife used to be a property manager.
Okay.
For Adrian Hesh Properties.
Yeah.
And so I told my wife that, no, now it's too much.
Okay.
So I'm going to need your assistant. I want you to learn some of the things
that you're doing, the cleaning,
on how to operate this business.
Right.
So she came and joined the company. Till to date, we are still
So you're still going on?
We're still going on and strong, and without our clients, which is City Property, First Road, AVI Limited, Renew It, Adrian
Renew.
Hesh,
Yeah.
Proline.
Okay.
Yes, I can mention.
Okay. Highlights in boxing. Highlights.
Highlights in boxing. Okay. My toughest fight was against. Okay. Yes, Victor Chinyan, because it was just.
That fight.
Yeah.
That fight.
Yeah.
With that aura. And,
Yes.
everybody wanted that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I really enjoyed my boxing career, and I'm glad that I stopped boxing before I stopped boxing when time was still
When you had time.
right. Yes, I didn't stop boxing just because now I was losing each and every fight that was coming my way. So yeah, I'm so grateful for what boxing has done to me. I'm a businessman.
I think you really gave it your all in boxing. I mean, a solid record, excellent record, 18 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. And the draw was your last fight.
The draw was my last fight against Mario Briones, also Mexican.
Yeah.
That fight was staged by Thinas Stradom.
Thinas.
Yes.
Thinas from Nelspruit.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was his promotion? I forgot his promotion's name. But yeah, that was my last fight. So
it was a draw.
It was a draw against for a WBF world title.
I heard that Mexican are normally the toughest opinion. Is that true?
That is so true. Those, Mexican fighters, you hit them, whether you hit them soft or hard, they always...
They keep coming back.
Yeah.
They keep coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's your low light in boxing? What is the worst thing that ever happened to you in boxing? Something that you will say, I regret being in that sport.
Hey, there's so much I can mention, Brasipo, especially when it comes to passes. Yeah, it's
so you reckon you were they stole money from you?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah. I'm no longer in boxing. That is why I'm saying this. I'm no longer in boxing. I'm safe where I am. So, But boxers need to be very careful. And trainers, I would like trainers, if trainers can be there for their boxers.
You know what's the good thing about this, and I'm sure I'm gonna actually take it up with my producers here for the podcast, that we're gonna tackle these issues as you co-host with me, and we talk about these issues that are burning issues within the sport of boxing, and I think that's what every boxing follower wants to hear about. And we got to address. We got to be the spokesperson, the spokespeople for the sport of boxing. And if there's issues that need to be discussed, let's discuss it here. We're not here to grind and fight people. We want people to really get together and find ways in which we can make this sport a better sport. And please remember to support us as well, by sponsoring the show, just like Speak and Span has done. If you need to have your product services, displayed here, so that people can know about it. The number is right there. And also support us by buying our T-shirts, caps and squeezy bottles, that marketing material available. The number is right there. And, at this moment, me and you are going to have a very long journey, and of course the producers will discuss it with the producers. But thank you very much. We would like to thank you. Thank Speak and Span Cleaning Services, and of course the big boss there, the boss lady. Thank you very much for actually supporting this episode and supporting this show. We thank you, thank you, thank you, and to everybody watching there in South Africa, internationally, keep watching this show. KUYAFIWA, it's a podcast. We'll see you next time on the next episode. Goodbye.
Thank you.